Greetings. I'm putting this out on Monday instead of Sunday since Sunday, which is today, is July 4th. And I figured why put up something that could go against the grain on a Sunday on a holiday. I'll do it Monday. So there you go. It's going to throw off the timing of my blog post, but we'll deal with it. So anyway, this is another Black Boomer rant. I've done a few rants in the past, but I only have a second one or another one that I actually titled a Black Boomer rant. And it's not probably just me who has this kind of rant, and it's probably not just black people who have this kind of rant. Actually, I know it's not. But you know what? I'm a boomer, 61 years old. I'm black. I got a rant. So I got 5 things I'm going to cover. What's funny is that I initially had 7, but then I went back and looked at the other video and realized that 2 of them I've already addressed before. And I ain't telling you which 2. I'm going to link to it somewhere around here so that if you're in the mood, you can go back and see what I fussed about last year. But this is this year's fussing. So the first thing I want to gripe about are people who don't get back to you. A lot of you who, if you've been watching my videos, you know my mother's in a rehab facility. And I keep calling these people and I end up having to leave a message and they don't get back to me. Every once in a while, I've got someone on the phone and I ask them a question and say, oh, I don't know. I'll check into that and I'll get back to you. And they don't. And that's always been one of my big gripes. Yes, I'm self-employed, but even before I was self-employed, when I worked for the hospital, 20 years ago, if I called somebody within, healthcare, and I was looking for an answer to something and they said they'd get back to me, if they didn't get back to me the next morning at 8, I was calling. And I would call every 30 minutes until someone got back to me. And then they'd say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking, you should have already had this. Y'all know me by now. This is not the first time I've called. You should know that if I haven't heard back from you, I'm going to keep calling. And if I don't get you after so many times, I'm going to go above your head, which I've had to do on occasion. And that freaked people out. Oh, well, I'd have got back to you. No, you wouldn't, because you didn't get back to me when you said you were going to get back to me. I almost did that last week. Actually, I guess I can say last week. When I was trying to get information about my mother and I couldn't get anybody. One person was off until next week and the other person just went to voicemail and it kept going to voicemail, and eventually someone else reached out to me because I was calling every 30 minutes. I'm not doing this because I'm being frivolous. I need to check on stuff. I needed to know what was going on with mom, and there you go. And if they hadn't told me, I'll get back to you, then I wouldn't have been, ranting right now. And y'all have to have the same thing that happens to you. When someone says, I'll get back to you, whether it's a family member or a friend or whatever, friends may be a little bit different, although my friends know what I'm like, so they don't pull that mess on me. And they know if I say something to them, I'm getting back to them as soon as possible, because I don't want things hanging over my head. And you know what? I forget things now, but I write stuff down so I can't forget it. I want to get it done and get it out of here as fast as I can. So that's the first rant. The second rant, which is very interesting, is chasing people so you can pay them. And that doesn't mean that you actually owe them money. One of the problems with owning a house is that sometimes you need services done and you're not qualified to do it. So you get on the phone and you start calling people. And sometimes it's someone to come fix something. Sometimes it's someone to come install something, which means you're looking to probably pay a significant amount of money. Every once in a while, it's just to get an idea how much something costs. Yes, we will come and we'll give you a free estimate. Y'all said that. I didn't. So I reach out to a lot of people. And sometimes they say, okay, yeah, we'll be there blank, and then never show up and never call and never email. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, I needed another camera installed in the house. And I reached out to the people who did the first one. And basically for a 5-week period, yes, it actually took 5 weeks, I kept sending them text messages, and then the guy would call and he says, yes, we got something and we're going to be there on Wednesday at 9. Wednesday at 9 comes, nothing. No message, no phone call, no showing up, nothing. At this point, I'm like, okay, let me go back to one of my truths in reality, is that you should never chase people who you're looking to give your money to do anything. That just makes no sense. So what did I do? I went out and bought a camera. And then I read their instructions and I installed the camera and I downloaded the app and voila. Yes, it's different than the other app I have. So now I got two different apps. And unfortunately with the new camera, I can't look at it on my desktop, which is irksome, but I can still look at it on my phone and I can still look at it on my tablet. You know what? At least it's installed. But here I am chasing these guys here, and I didn't even know when he said it would cost $135 for us to show up, and then they made the appointment that I could go buy the camera for $40 and, you know, just follow the instructions and put it in. It took me less than 5 minutes. I'm thinking, wow, they were really gonna, you know, hit me up for some big funds that I didn't need. So that's another thing. People who you're looking to pay money to and don't show up or don't call or don't contact you in any way. I know I'm not alone. Here's number 3. If you don't have a solution to something, then shut up about it. And that sounds cruel, but let me tell you where I'm going with this. I'm diabetic. We know that. I've talked about it. See this? This is my little bottle of insulin. I have to inject myself twice a day. I buy mine at Walmart. Why do I buy mine at Walmart? Because many years ago, I was getting insulin through my ex-wife's business. You know, I was on her coverage and I would give her a little something to offset that. And what ended up happening is she decided she didn't want to work there anymore. And so she became what they call a traveler. So she was traveling over the country, working 3 to 6 month assignments, pretty much like what I did. And the thing is, I went to the clinic. It's called the Jocelyn Center. I went to the clinic and I said, you know, I can't afford to pay that, because I looked it up. It was around $300 every time just to buy this box. I said, I don't want to pay that kind of money. I can't afford that. So the doctor says, you know, they got this insulin at Walmart. That should work for you. Go ahead and try that. See how that works. Had to learn how to use a syringe. Had to learn how to put it in a bottle, measurement, whatever, and get used to pushing it in, because the previous insulin came in what they call a pen. So you just turn the thing and you stuck it on your body, you push the thing, and it injected it. Well, it wasn't that hard to learn. So that's the route I went. Now, what am I seeing? I'm seeing a whole lot of articles over the last 2 years where all these medical experts are lamenting the fact that insulin prices have escalated, and they have. And in the same breath, they're saying, well, but you know, they shouldn't be taking the insulin from Walmart. They mention them right there. They shouldn't take the insulin from Walmart. It doesn't work for everybody. You have to do this, and you have to do this, you have to do this. And they say that, but they don't have a solution. You know what their solution is? We've got to talk the pharmaceutical companies and bringing their prices down. When's the last time anybody talked to a pharmaceutical about bringing prices down? And it worked. Ain't never happened. Unless you can get the federal government to go in there and basically say, okay, we're going to shut you down unless we do something. It's not going to happen. There's no law that says they have to bring their prices down. That's how come there's a lot of medicine. There's a lot of pharmaceuticals out there that cost either a lot of money, or the companies actually can make it, but they're not going to, because there's not enough people for them to be able to make the money off of, because they know they're going to have to charge an exorbitant price on it. So I have asked some of these people, believe it or not. I have actually written them, or, you know, written them on Twitter, because, you know, you see it come across. Okay, what is your actual gripe with the Walmart insulin, and what would you suggest people do? Well, the Walmart insulin makes people have to time everything, and they can't, you know, do the adjustments the same way that the pen does. And, you know, it's just Walmart. It's an old insulin. It doesn't work for everybody. You know what? I went through 3 different insulins before I found one that actually worked, before I went to this one. The other 3 basically gave me hives all over my body. It ain't a pretty thing. But them giving me this, you know, blanket thing about it doesn't work for everyone. Well, nothing works for everyone. But you know what doesn't work? Not taking insulin and dying. It just doesn't work. If you need some kind of insulin, why not at least try this? Why not encourage people to at least try it? Talk to their doctors and at least try it. If it doesn't work, okay, at least you know that. But you know what? You see this vial? $24.95. That's all it is. And right now, because I had to reduce my levels, I basically go through a vial once a month. And that's with 2 shots a day. Have a solution. People are always saying, I wish so-and-so would fix this or fix that, or this doesn't work this way and whatever. Okay, what's your solution to it? Oh, I don't have a solution. You know what? I have written these books on leadership. I write my blog, one of my blogs, mainly on leadership. And one of the things I always say is that you can't solve everything, but you can solve almost everything. Think about it. You found a problem. If you have any expertise in that field, find a solution. It may be a bad solution, but it's a solution until you can get what you need in order to do it a different way. Y'all let me know. What else out there have you heard where someone will say, we should fix this? You know, here's my thing. You can't fix racism. You cannot fix racism. It ain't gonna happen. But when you bring that to somebody, they say, well, you know, if people would just stop being mad at each other, which is a stupid thing to say, even though it would be nice, it's a stupid thing to say because once people are mad, it's just, you can't just say, oh, don't be mad. It doesn't work. You have to offer a solution. I don't have any solutions to fix racism. I've written about it with the intention of trying to bring people's eyes to see, well, yeah, I guess this is really something that maybe we should work on. But there's no solution for it. So if you don't have a solution, then, you know, maybe give your opinion and then move on. But for everything else, if you don't have a solution, shut up. Number 4. So I've got this Kia Cadenza, souped up car, used car, but it's souped. Got all this stuff. And one of the things it has is if I'm backing out and you hear the beep, 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 that means either a car or people are walking by. Now, I don't have a problem with the people because that makes sense. You know, yes, please let me know that. However, the problem I have are I'm backing out. I may not hear the beep, beep, beep until the last minute. But here comes a car that's behind me and it's just driving by. And I'm thinking, wait, idiot, you saw me backing out of this space here. I can't see you. Why don't you stop and let me back out? Or why don't you hit your horn? Because obviously I didn't see you. No, they just keep coming. It's an accident waiting to happen. Whenever it's me and I see a car backing up, I stop because I've been in a car accident. That's why I had to have shoulder surgery. It just makes sense. How are everybody missing this? Someone tell me, how do you miss that? Or do you just don't care? And it's not that they don't need my parking spot, which half the time, if they had waited, because I see sometimes they circle around and then they come back and they take the parking spot. You could have just stopped, backed up a little bit, let me come out, and then you could have had it then, instead of maybe worrying about someone else taking that spot later on. You know, why are we in such a rush all the time? One of the things I've had to learn, I'll admit, only over the last 2 or 3 years, is that I don't have to rush to make every single light if it's yellow. If someone else is driving a little bit slower than me, I don't have to immediately go into the other lane to go faster. I can say, okay, relax, let's calm down. And like I said, most of this is because I had the car accident and I had to kind of change my mindset. But it's still not bad advice. Or is it? Y'all let me know. And here's the last one. So I had a podiatrist appointment on Wednesday. My feet hurt. Diabetic. I have neuropathy. And I had seen him the week before telling him how my left foot was just so painful. So he said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to come back next Wednesday. But before you come, get up early enough. Go for a long walk. At least 30-minute walk. And then when you come in, we will fix something for you. So I do that. So I get into his office. I sit down, take off my shoes, take off the socks. And he comes in. The first thing he says, why are you wearing a mask? Why am I wearing a mask? Because I ain't that trusting with everyone. He says to me, you know, all the numbers they've been giving are a lie. Only about 1,000 people died from COVID. I'm looking at him like he's nuts. I said, the CDC is showing you, about 615,000 so far. He said, they're lying. They're lying. It didn't happen. All people have done in the hospitals, whatever, is they're throwing COVID on there, and then they're counting that as a COVID-related death. Now, because I was more worried about my feet because they hurt, I didn't give him the reality of how that works. And I'm not going to give y'all the reality of how it works right now because you don't care. If you do, ask me. And then I will, write something down in the notes. However, I was irked because I'm thinking, okay, why are you questioning me why I'm wearing my mask? I'm wearing a mask because I want to. I am not all that trusting. Sure, I'm in New York and the rates have gone down, but you know what's out there? This thing called Delta. And yesterday I read 3 articles, people in different states who refused to get the vaccine, who got the Delta variant and died within 24 to 36 hours. I'm not that trusting. Like I said, there are big groups of people getting together now, and it's summer, and they're just having no protection. And me and some older people, like I said, I'm 61, I'm black, and I have diabetes. So that's 3 things that make me more vulnerable. So I'm wearing my mask, and he's giving me this grief about it. I didn't come here to talk about this. I came here to talk about my foot, which he did make an adjustment to this orthotic. But still, why would anyone question someone else who's wearing a mask? That's just idiotic. It's senseless. But it's not the first time it happened. I mean, that's the first time it's happened to me, but I know some other people who have gone out to the farmer's market or gone to certain other events and someone's asking them why they're wearing their mask. Didn't you get vaccinated? Yeah, I got vaccinated. Did you get vaccinated? I don't know who you are. So therefore, I'm going to wear my mask. I wasn't that trusting to begin with. And I won't lie. Truthfully, I didn't plan on getting the shot until July because my thought was the orange guy pushed this through, and I don't know how much I can trust the pharmaceutical companies that are making this stuff as to whether it's safe. Well, it's turned out overwhelmingly safe. Yeah, there's a few people who've had reactions to it, but still, I'm wearing my mask because hopefully in a few weeks, my mother will be home. Let's see, what about mom? Mom's 83. Mom has high blood pressure. Mom's got dementia. Oh, wait. 3 more. Oh, that's 4. Mom's also black. So, if you're asking somebody why they're wearing a mask, whether you've been vaccinated or not, shut up. If you can do it to one of your friends, maybe that's something different. But if it's a stranger, leave people alone. Go about. Do your thing. I hope you don't get the virus. I hope nobody gets the virus. Okay, there's a few people I hope do get the virus, but I'm not going to name names. I'm ashamed of myself. But leave people alone if they're doing something that is not going to impact your life. Why are you getting involved? Leave it alone. Anyway, those are my rants. Y'all let me know what you thought about that one or any of the others I said. And I hope you're enjoying the July 5th holiday. Of all things. My name is Mitch Mitchell. Y'all take care.